The Cold Omaha Podcast Network.
Time here goes on. I did want to ask you, though, since we've last convened, and it's been a couple weeks now, Muhammad Ali did pass away. You said you had spent some time this morning watching some videos of him in action. What did you see?
Well, I actually stayed up too late watching one of his final interviews as an active boxer in the Bahamas, and I had forgotten that before he had two fights at the end for sure that he never should have taken. Larry Holmes. I remember watching these things because his final fight came when I was 14. So, and I had been raised. I won't go on too long, but I had been raised in my family in the 70s maybe to root against him. Ooh. And and everyone in our circle would root it against him because he was a braggart and he was, everybody had their reasons. But as I came into my own decision making and my own age of reason, I guess, as a teen, I latched on to him, and so it was very sad for me to watch him at the time as a kid, and then last night to go back and see the Trevor Berbick press conference leading up to it, where he just kind of went on. And you could see the speech starting to slow then, and him stumbling for words as I just did then. But the fight itself was just it was abysmal, and you just wonder why. He couldn't get licensed in the U.S. They had to take it to the Bahamas, so they called it. Everybody remembers the Thrilla in Manila, but they called that one the Drama in Bahama, and I'm sure he named it, and it was just terrible. And then I think in the post in the ring, right as the match ended. And it was a unanimous decision for Berbick. Berbick admitted that he said, "I told him, just do your best. I don't want to hurt you." This is a guy, Trevor Berbick from Canada, just nothing special. Had already been beaten twice, and it was the final fight for Ali.
So, did you ever meet him, or you ever had any strong memories of watching him growing up that you kind of cling to now since he's passed, or maybe outside the ring? What was kind of your takeaway, or what is going to be your defining legacy for Muhammad Ali as you remember him now after his passing?
Well, I covered the 1996 Olympics, but I wasn't at the opening ceremony, so that was unfortunate. And then there was I never did meet him, never got to shake his hand, and I feel sad about that. I was there. The United States in '96 was shut out in the gold medal, maybe entirely in medals, until the very last day, and I was assigned to cover a guy named David Reed, and in his last opportunity to win a medal for the U.S., a gold medal in '96, and he did. He won it, and Ali was at the fight and went up in the ring after we got all this from David Reed, and according to, I think it was from Philadelphia. It was interesting because Joe Frazier was there too. I'll get to that. And David Reed said, "Ali, what did he say to you?" And he said, he told me, "You're a bad man." So that was cool. But then in the post-match thing, the enmity between Frazier and Ali never ended. Right? I mean, Frazier took that to the grave in 2011 because Ali had been so publicly mean to him and insulting, and that was one of the reasons that the people who still struggle with the image of Muhammad Ali as a force for good in all these ways, he was a bully, and he could get inside your head and push buttons, and he called Joe Frazier a gorilla, an ugly gorilla many times, and it was just a horrible thing to say for anyone, but Frazier was still angry in '96. I think he wanted to fight him right then, and he went up and gave an interview afterwards, and then he actually was mean in his comments there toward Ali, and I think even poked fun at him for being unable to speak very easily. So that all happened. The last day of the '96 Olympics, I remember being kind of the fourth Frazier Ali battle in public. They just never got in a ring together.